Chad Brendelberg at Journal.com here with Ron Crook, offensive line coach. Coach, a lot of uncertainty last year, moving parts, a lot of trying to figure out where things were going to fit. This year, that first team offensive line, pretty much from day one of the spring, has been the same 5 guys. How much does that help?
Well, it helps when you're building trust amongst each other. You know what the guy beside you is going to do. You've been in a lot of plays. You've been in a lot of situations beside him. You get a good feel for what that guy's going to do. What we've really been trying to do is get everybody to push each other. Get those guys behind them to push them, keep improving, so that the guys in front of them have to keep getting better as well.
That right side of your line is old by NFL standards. You ever had that much experience?
I never had that much age. I don't know if it's all experience, but again, those guys have played a lot of ball beside each other, so they got a good feel for each other. It's exciting to see what those two can do.
The guy a lot of people want to know about, Jeremy Cooper, a redshirt freshman. It's very rare you see a guy that young that makes it onto the field or has a chance to come onto the field that quickly. Tell us about Jeremy Cooper and what he's about.
Well, he came here as a true freshman a year ago, and had a lot of uncertainty within him. He didn't understand some of the techniques, some of the things that we were doing. Asked a lot of good questions, just kept working on it, kept improving, and he's a very explosive guy for a guy his age. Very strong, very thick, strong, big hands, strong hands. So he gets on you; it's hard to get away from him.
Garrett Campbell's told me that he was a sponge. How much has that helped him? Just asking those questions, being a guy that wants to learn.
He wanted to learn. He was excited about it, and he's taking it all in. And you can see him work on those things. Some stuff that he didn't understand or stuff that he didn't see right away. You can see him picking those things up. It's a lot of fun to watch.
James Hudson, new in town. Don't know about the waiver yet, obviously, but what has he shown you on the field at that left tackle spot?
The biggest thing he's got is his athleticism. I mean, he can move, he can bend, he can react off things really quickly. Now, there's a lot of stuff him as well as the other guys still have to keep working on. I'm not ready to anoint him the top line of the country by any stretch, but just seeing those guys go out and work on their craft every day, it's a lot of excitement around those guys. Just watching them, how important it is to them.
Then Jakari, how much did it help him to get that time last year to where it's not an unknown when he goes in there to start this season?
There's no doubt. The biggest thing with him is when he handles everything off the field in the right way, it's a lot easier for him to do the right thing on the field. And that's been the biggest thing we've worked on him with it. It's not just about football. It's how you carry yourself every day in every aspect of life.
You've got bookend tackles on the second team at 6'10" and 6'8". What does that size mean for an offensive line coach?
Well, it's hard for those guys to run around them, I'll tell you that. Really, what that does to you, the more height you got, the better your levers are, the better your angles are. Those guys got to continue to learn to bend, but again, keep developing the strength and those things, and it's just fun because it's important to those guys. It's fun to watch them.
With Harper, spent a couple years playing basketball. How long did it take to really get him back into that football frame?
It was a good, several months before he started to get into a football mentality. And we're still working with you. There's still times where you see it's not quite there. It's not quite 100% yet, but he's going in the right direction.
And with Metz, it seems like he's a sponge. Like because he was so raw when he got here, but you watch him now and it looks like he really knows what he's doing.
He does, and he's starting to see it. The thing that you see a lot of times, and we're seeing it some with him, you have a lot of improvement, a lot of good things happen, then you start to think too much. And we've seen that a little bit out of him. He starts to think something's going to happen instead of reacting to what really happens.
On the inside of that second unit, a lot of young guys. Moved Woodside to center, O'Quinn at right guard. Tell me about their development as redshirt freshmen.
Again, as young guys, they're developing. They're going in the right direction. Doing a great job in the weight room to start with, and giving themselves the ability to go out and compete at a high level. Colin, we moved him inside. We needed to develop, find out who our backup center is going to be. Still working on that, still trying to figure it out. But him getting all those reps and having somebody over top of him that's really thumping on him every play has been good for him.
When you came in here, Luke told you he wanted it to be an offensive line-driven program. There's multiple commits for the next cycle. You've infused that room with a lot of young guys. Do you feel like this is an offensive line driven program now?
I feel like we're at least going in the right direction. I'm hesitant to say we're there yet. I don't want these guys to think that they've got it all figured out.
You haven't arrived.
But we're certainly going the right way.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.